Yo, Midas. Let's talk about how to survive tariffs like an insider. And these tariffs are based off of the fact that I believe is just Trump's negotiation tactic and not something he actually wants to implement long term. So, disclaimer, everything said in this video is only for educational purposes. Make sure to always do your own research. So, first point is I'm not scared of these tariffs. Ever since Trump announced the tariffs, I've been just loading the boat on every dip onto the stocks I've listed on this channel. I know that the tariffs will be temporary and not long term, and here's why. First of all, these tariff threats have happened before with Trump, where Trump has backed off from his tariff threats back in 2018 during his first presidential run. Everyone thought that once he announced these tariffs, the whole market was crashing. All the countries were panicking because Trump was sending, tariff threats like all around the whole world. And one of the notable ones was with China. And people thought that they were going to a bear market with trade war fears, but the Fed cut interest rates in 2019, boosting stocks and boosting the economy's spending. Therefore, a lot of crypto as well as stocks just pumped up. And because of this, people that thought they were going to the bear market had many investors missing out on substantial gains. This is a lesson to what's happening right now with the FOMC. Right now, they're not cutting rates. But as you know, Trump is a businessman and he loves the stock market. So what I think he's going to do is that he's going to try to force the FOMC's hand by either leveraging the conflict with Iran and Israel or crashing the market even more with these tariff threats in order to force the FOMC their hand to cut the interest rates, which would pump the market. Now, this is what to do with the tariff news. First of all, do not panic. Don't sell any of your positions trying to time the market. That usually never works out. Hold your positions and keep dollar cost averaging down. Play the swings, learn how to swing trade. Just listening to my trader friends or people that are big into trading, I've seen that all they just do is just watch the news all day. If any sort of news impacts the market, they would just play that swing with the options trading, and they can get a really high return. If you're able to play these swings, I'm sure that a lot of people in this market could, profit off of this type of news. And because of this, I think the stock market is basically a meme market right now. Forget the fundamentals and technical analysis. The market now moves based off of what Trump says. You see those memes like all over social media where Trump just like was telling the market, to buy up the market, or it's a really good time to buy, and people that listened ended up getting an easy 20% return once the market just shot up as he stopped the tariffs for some countries by going into a deal. So remember to play off this news. And like I mentioned, the market is basically a meme market. This was a tweet by the US president. And right after this post was made, the next day the market just shot up because Trump announced that he made a new deal with, I think, Canada at the time, and the market just shot up. So now you might be wondering, how can we leverage these tariffs? We'll focus on companies that do not rely on foreign supply chains because with the tariffs, whether they go through or not, you need to understand that right now people are really scared of these foreign supply chains, how they can get supplies from, especially in the US. So it's better to target companies that do not do this. And you can also think the other way, where you might want to focus on those foreign supply chain companies if you want to bet more, because you believe that the tariffs are short term, and once the tariff threats are completely gone, those companies that rely on foreign supply chains that are not affected anymore will shoot up. So some of these companies are software with Netflix and Reddit, American made, like Tesla, Intel, and Dell. Tesla, for example, you might think that they have warehouses all over the world, so therefore it might be a foreign supply chain, but that's not true. All of the products that Tesla makes for every single country is made in that country, made locally, so therefore they're not affected by these tariff threats. Also, look into domestic producers with US steel and aluminum companies, like with the US and Canada, where the US basically stopped all the US steel as well as aluminum going into Canada. and therefore stopped a lot of the production of automobiles in Canada. So therefore, you're able to leverage this. You could possibly make a good gain. Crypto is also the greatest hedge, where I believe in buying Bitcoin, that alternative store of value. Tariffs also weaken currencies, where Canada fell to an all-time low from tariff announcement. So if you believe the US dollar will increase in value, perhaps convert your currency into USDC or USDY, which are US pegged stablecoins in crypto. This allows you to basically have exposure into the US markets or the US currency by investing in the US pegged dollar. You should also short affected industries like Apple and Alibaba. The inventory is made in China. That's sort of why Apple has been not doing very well lately. Short automobile and construction stocks, higher steel costs, like I mentioned with Canada and the US, equal lower margins, and most inventory is exported elsewhere. For defense and cybersecurity companies, if war breaks out, the US will be increasing their military spending. This is true in our day-to-day age, where Iran and Israel is, possibly leading into World War III, as well as the US possibly getting involved in that conflict. This is going to lead into the US trying to invest more into war and into the military. They need to ensure that their soldiers are well equipped with the military they need to resolve this conflict. So the companies I'm betting on are Big Bear AI, Palantir, LMT, RTX. But yeah, despite these tariffs, the best strategy is to hold and block out the noise. Selling at a loss is never worth it, and only holding cash can make you miss the bull run. I still believe there is a bull run for crypto and for stocks, where Bitcoin will hit 200K, Solana will hit 1,000, Sui will hit 20. I see potential in the stock market. People might be thinking we're going into a recession, but trust me, if we're going into a bear market, you will never see a stock go up 20% in just a day and hitting 300% gains in a month. That's insane. We are in a bull market. Keep that in mind. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Here's how to survive tariffs like an insider. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.